Hello, and welcome to Year of the Vampire. This week we watched Vourdalak, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Vourdalak?
I believe so.
I actually don't know. This is a creature from Slavic folklore, and the film itself is French, so we might not have the best pronunciations. I don't know if this thing is necessarily a vampire specifically. Like, they mentioned vampires in the movie, but as different creatures. But I think it fits well enough to count for
I mean,
this.
they still called them bloodsuckers, even with the specific stipulations that the creature has.
You mean only feeding on people it loves?
Yes.
That's a fucked up way to be a vampire. Anyway, what do you say we get into our 5 things?
Yes.
Plot. Plot is actually pretty simple. French nobleman goes out to a countryside. I think it's because of the French king. If I read that right in the description of the movie on the site.
Yes.
And yeah, he just comes upon this family who turn out to be really goddamn weird.
I mean, that's not wrong.
I know, it's basically the plot.
And everything goes downhill very quickly from there.
Yeah, the father slash grandfather is the vampire. The father slash vampire. God damn it! I'm so sorry. It's not like what people would consider the most exciting movie. It is a very, very slow burn movie, basically the entire time.
I enjoyed it though.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad movie.
Like, it kind of just left me feeling unsettled almost
Yeah,
the entire time.
I think that's kind of the point. Acting. What'd you think of the acting? I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
There are like only 8 people that are actually credited as acting in the movie.
Yeah.
And I think they all did great, but I think the director is the one that was the best in this movie, and I will explain that a little more later. Actually, you know what? Why don't I just explain it now? The director is the vampire creature, the Vourdalak. I didn't know that until I actually looked it up after we'd watched the movie. But yeah, he voiced the creature, which I thought was fun. But yeah,
We'll circle back to that though.
sound and music. There was not a lot of music. It was a lot of... I mean, I think there was some soft ambient
Yeah,
music.
there's like some ambience, a little bit of some symphonic parts, I suppose, that would kind of fit with the times.
The main parts of the music, I think, were the couple scenes that there were singing, especially midway through the movie during the funeral scene.
Yeah, the funeral song was...
Where like half the family, I mean, it's 3 people, but half the family just perform this really like somber, kind of unsettling song. But it sounded really good.
Hauntingly beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I don't know, it's a hard to explain. Like, the movie, I don't think has an English dub. At least on Shudder, it didn't have an English dub, so you'll have to read subtitles. But
Either way, the atmosphere the sound provides is just perfect for the movie.
cinematography, I thought the cinematography was actually pretty like calm in most parts.
Yeah.
Because it's a slower movie, there's not a lot of action-y shots. There are when the action ramps up.
And
once in a
one
while,
thing
but...
we did notice from the beginning, it seemed a bit like naturally grainy, and that's because the movie actually was shot on a super 16 millimeter film.
Yeah, the movie, that's one of the ways the movie actually kind of emulates older movies from the mid 1900s in like 60s and 70s.
Because they used an actual older camera.
The music part, actually circling back to that, also kind of harkens back to that, because the singing was not done on camera net. Well, it was done on camera, but the actual voices provided were put in it looks like the voices are put in post, because they don't exactly match up with how the kind of mouth movements the characters are making, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't... I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. God damn it. Special effects. What did you think of the special effects? I liked them.
No, it is very well done.
I mean, for what few special effects there were, especially, like, going back to the acting part, the vampire character that was voiced by the director. I did say voiced by him because physically the character is a puppet.
Yeah.
I read that in some of the reviews. Some people didn't like that aspect, but I actually really enjoyed it. I thought the puppet actually looked really freaking good.
I mean, you can kind of see the top of his head in the picture here, but it is surprisingly expressive and can get incredibly unsettling.
Like the puppet's like skeletal design, the skill of the puppeteers, and just the director's voice and how he delivers the lines.
Very imposing.
Yeah, like you wouldn't expect a puppet of all things to be the most imposing character in the movie, but it is, and he doesn't have a ton of scenes in the movie. Like most of the movie, he's not even in it.
Yeah.
But when he's in it, my God, is he in it?
He steals the scene, like, every time.
But yeah, I appreciate that the special effects, for the most part, were minimal and kind of like, I guess you could say, kind of outdated because, yeah, again, it harkens back to the 1960s, 1970s horror movies.
It holds that, like, just kind of campiness that's enjoyable.
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Like when the main dude, the Marquis, got thrown against a tree when he was very clearly like a stuffed doll.
Okay, yeah, that was... Yeah, they just
because that's what they would have done in an older movie around that time, because they didn't have the technology like the harnesses and like winches to pull somebody back like that.
Yeah, and they clearly just shot it all out in the woods around some large stone building.
At least it looked like it was all in the wall. Yeah. I don't know. Just, there's a lot to really like about this movie. There's a lot that some people might not appreciate as much, but personally, I really, really liked this, and I think it's worth a watch. What about you?
Oh, yeah. Very well done.